All right, so next question is general dentist in a metro region of 1 million population with a dozen competing dentists within 1 mile. So what's the best way to use the SEO Shield and press releases to get the client's GMB and money site to rank quickly and get the phone ringing? Well, with press releases, you can get results with press releases rather quickly if you do the press release silo, like PR silo stacking, right? We did a free webinar on that. You can see that at mgyb.co. The webinars tab. You can also go to Semantic Mastery YouTube channel. So youtube.com/Semantic Mastery. Use the channel search feature and search for press release SEO or PR silo stacking or any one of those terms. And you'll see the webinar that we did, Marco and I. That works really, really well. What we found over, because it's like the local PR pro method, right? That's one of the courses that we have is local PR pro. And it changed slightly from the original training, and that's part of the reason we did that webinar about the press release silo stacking, because you can silo press releases together and mirror silo architecture from your money site. Just like it's what we talk about theme mirroring all the time, right? And again, that was Network Empire taught me about theme mirroring many years ago, and it is more relevant today than it was then, in my opinion. And so, you can mirror the silo structure from like blog posts within a silo using press releases, and that works incredibly well. Same thing with GMB posts, by the way. And you can use those in conjunction. If you're trying to rank the GMB, right, you can publish GMB posts that are siloed together, daisy chained together, right? And then you can use press releases to promote the GMB posts, which ultimately promotes the Google My Business profile. So, those work really well. The key with the press release silos that I found, especially for something like what you're talking about here, with a general dentist in a metro region with a dozen competing dentists within a 1 mile radius, is that it's probably going to take multiple press releases within that stack or that silo in order for you to get results. Press releases will work great for that, but you might need to do half a dozen or more to get any results, and in quick succession too. So, that's a great option. Somebody that has a Press Advantage account, their own account, and has a lot of credits, or maybe picked up one of the subscription offers when we had those available for 12 done for you or 10 done for you on a month, then you schedule or publish press releases in quick succession, and you'll get results from that rather quickly. But to outside of press releases, when using the SEO Shield, remember, it's about on page, first of all, having good on page structure. And then second of all, it's just how aggressive can you be with your off page to the SEO Shield. And I'll let Marco pick up there, because, in certain cases where you don't have a lot of control over the on page, which happens, you can still brute force it using the SEO Shield. It just requires a lot more off page, a lot more aggressive off page strategy. So Marco, what would you say?
All right, from this, if all he's looking to do is that 3-pack, right, GMB, then look, local GMB Pro to start. Get those posts going on a regular basis. See how many you need to do per day or per week, per month, whatever it is, to trigger the phone calls, to start getting into that 3-pack, to maybe take over some knowledge panels. But that's going to require stacked posts, siloed posts. Once you have that in place, and you should be mimicking, right? Brad just said, or theme mirroring what you're doing on the website. So this is a specific service that you want to push, general dentistry. Just as an example, you should have a general dentistry stack in your GMBs. And once you have that, then you push that press release stack to that, which is going over to your website. But your website has to be siloed correctly also, so that everything flows properly. Once you hit that with the press release, then you hit those with link building, the press release, the post, and your drive stack and G site to all push power over to your money site, where you're going to have that Google My Business map embedded, iframe, so that everything flows back into the GMB. That's how you're going to pop that into that 3-pack. Lots of local images. And for a dentist, I've been racking my brain about this question, because what images can you show, like outside of the dentist's office, other than the dentist's office, to show the services about the dentist? Well, you might want to just show geolocations near the dentist, right? 1 mile radius from the dentist, where you might be at a competitor's office, but you're talking about the other dentist, that the images that you're uploading is to the other dentist. You'll have people who come to the dentist upload images and say, thanks doc for a great smile. just whatever you can. Reviews also work. Link building to the reviews, and I'm not going to give something away that's fantastic right now. That's going to be an update to local GMB Pro. But guys, local GMB Pro, then local PR Pro, then you start hammering, then you do the iframes plus the link building. Everything, there's a madness, a reason to the madness. There's a reason for everything. Everything works in conjunction. If your money site isn't siloed correctly for those silos, then it's not going to work correctly because you're not going to push the power back the way that you're supposed to. You're not going to start building that power the way that you're supposed to. You're not going to pop the 3-pack the way that you're supposed to, or the knowledge panel. Everything works in conjunction. So thinking that you're just going to do it with the SEO Power Shield, which you can, is kind of missing the point of all of the power you should be pushing.
Right.
If you only do the SEO Power Shield, the amount of power that you have to push is exponential.
Right.
So it's going to require a whole lot more than just an SEO Shield, and it's going to require a whole lot more than probably one link building order or one press release stack. It's going to take multiples, and it's going to take multiple images, and it's going to take consistency over time, and then link building consistently over time.
Yeah, and just to expand on that briefly, Marco just hit the nail on the head. Like, I'm not in the dentist industry at all, so I don't know if these would be proper silos, but because I don't even know if general dentistry would have, I guess it would have, could be a silo. And then there could be like cosmetic dentistry, for example. I don't know that all I'm saying is create a silo on the site, right? Exactly like what Marco said. Then once you have that, right, you can mirror that same type of silo structure with GMB posts, just as Marco said. Then you can also do the press release PR silo stack the same way, right? So it's mirrored exactly the same way, interlinked the same way that you did the blog posts on the money site. Then the G site, you can mirror all of those, right? Each one of the pieces of content you publish on your blog, you can create a page or a sub-page within that silo on the G site and embed the blog post, embed the GMB post, and embed the PR, the press release, right? And you don't even need any new content for the G site. Right? You just embed those pieces of content that you produce that are all interlinked in the perfect silo structure, the internal linking, the link wheel that we create with our silos. And now you've got a G site page with those properties embedded, and you can just hammer those with link building gigs. And that's how you get results. And again, some additional power you can pull. And we just talked about this on the Mike Martin webinar earlier today, but the blog posts that you were publishing for that silo that are interlinked correctly are also going to syndicate out to your syndication network, right? It's part of the SEO Shield. Go grab those post URLs, put those in or embed them into the pages on the G site. So you understand now you're taking the theme mirroring of each one of the silo from your main money site. That's your point of origin. And you're mirroring that into all of the other properties in the SEO Shield and in the G site ultimately. And that becomes your link building target. Right. So you can power up every single one of those pieces of content that were all mirrored correctly and interlinked properly so that all the juice flows exactly where you want it to the top level page that you want to rank for. In this case, your GMB profile for general dentistry in whatever location you're in. So again, you can get really creative. And that's the beautiful thing I love about, and we just talked about this, like I said, with the Mike Martin crew, that I love about the SEO Shield is that you don't have to go that deep into mirroring all of your assets like that. You only do that if needed. You know what I mean? So my point is I always start with top level mirroring. And then as I determine what the level of competition is and how much it's going to take, I can go deeper into the mirroring process as needed and get to all the way down to that really granular point that I was just talking about, where you can take all of the different pieces of content for that particular silo and mirror that onto the G site and just embed all of those, iframe all those different pieces of content into their corresponding 1-to-1 ratio pages on the G site, right? And then just hammer their way with that if needed. Again, I don't do that that would be an enormous amount of work if you had to do that for every keyword, every post, everything else. So I don't do that. I only do that when absolutely necessary. But you've got a lot of options available, right? A lot of tricks up your sleeve that you can pull out when needed.
Last but not least, let's not forget that the schema on the website, on the pages, on the service, all have to be correct. Because if you're messing up the schema, if the schema isn't right, if there's any ambiguation between him and another dentist, you're in a whole lot of trouble. If you want to learn more about entity and technical SEO and how to put this all together, join the Heavy Hitter Club. We'll be happy to help you out, man.
That's it. That was a really good question.
Yeah, that was a fantastic question. Might be a winner.
Maybe. Next question.